Sinners have a taste for sin. They love sin. It is their preference. And that is why they are not fit for the kingdom of heaven. At heart, they hate God. And they love all forms of evil. You cannot educate a sinner to be a child of God, because at heart he is evil and Satan lives inside of him. If you have met Jesus Christ and accepted him and you are born again, then immediately your taste changes. You want to be clean. You hate filth. You hate sin. You want to be perfect. You want to be pleasing to Jesus, because at heart you have become a child of God. If at heart you still have a taste for sin, you're not a child of God. You are just deceiving yourself. Many believers are not born again. They are miserable, and they starve themselves of those things that they love: immorality and filth and sin and all those wicked things. They grieve because they are not allowed to do those things. There are many of them in the churches. Many of them are preachers. They retranslate the Bible to suit their desires, to justify their sins, because they are sinners. They love sin. They are sons of the devil. And they have no feeling, no taste for God. They hate Jesus Christ. They despise him. And they're only fooling themselves. But God understands the heart of the sinner. And if we desire sin and wickedness, if we have a taste for filth, then God helps us in our perversity. Then God gives us what we desire. He gives us the filth that we love, and he turns us over to our desires. The Apostle Paul wrote in Romans chapter 1 verse 18, "For even though they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks, but they became futile in their speculations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools, and exchanged the glory of the incorruptible God for an image in the form of corruptible man, and of birds, and of four-footed animals, and crawling creatures. Therefore, God gave them over in the lusts of their hearts to impurity, so that their bodies would be dishonored among them. For they exchanged the truth of God for a lie, and worshipped and serviced the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this reason, God gave them over to degrading passions. For the women exchanged the natural function for that which is unnatural. And in the same way, also men abandoned the natural function of the women and burned in their desire towards one another, men with men committing indecent acts, and receiving in their own persons the due penalty of their error. And just as they did not see fit to acknowledge God any longer, God gave them over to a depraved mind to do those things which are not proper, being filled with all unrighteousness, wickedness, greed, evil, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, malice. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, arrogant, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents, without understanding, untrustworthy, unloving, unmerciful. And although they know the ordinance of God, that those who practice such things are worthy of death, they not only do the same, but also give hearty approval to those who practice them. They are in the churches. They love sin. They're all sinners. They say we cannot stop sinning. We are all sinners because we love sin and we go into heaven, but they deceive themselves. They go into hell. They're children of Satan because they have a taste for sin. They lust after the things of the world and they lust after sin. Are you a child of God? Does unrighteousness grieve you? Does sin grieve you? Do you want to be pure and holy? Do you cry for this world that is lost? Do you avoid unrighteousness? Do you avoid sin? Are you seeking purity and holiness? Are you seeking more of Jesus Christ and of his kingdom? Do you yearn for his voice? Or have you got a taste for filth? Are you born again? Are you a child of God? Or are you a sinner? Ask Jesus to give you a new heart, or you will perish in your filth that you love. May Jesus bless you.